Hello everyone, let's have more news about the Miami Heat, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Retired Miami Heat icon Dwyane Wade did not wait long to acknowledge the Heat's trade for veteran guard Norman Powell. In fact, Wade quickly showed his support for the Heat's acquisition of Powell. "That's my guy," Wade posted on Instagram. But Wade expanded on that three-word endorsement of Powell this week on the latest episode of his show, Time Out with Dwyane Wade. "He's a great piece, man," Wade said on his show. "Y'all know how good Norman is. He was an all-star this year out there in the West, so for the Heat to be able to get a player like that with Bam Adebayo, with Tyler Herro as the number 1 and number 2 options, all right, let's go." Powell, 32, has not been shy about his admiration for Wade, who he grew up watching and idolizing. Powell also hasn't been shy in expressing his excitement in joining the Heat. "Hearing that it was Miami, I was really excited," Powell said last week of moving to the Heat. And then thinking back to my childhood and being a big fan of Dwyane Wade and watching the Heat growing up and wanting to play for the Heat organization as one of the teams as a childhood dream that you want to play for, it's definitely a cool full circle moment for me. It's also somewhat of a full circle moment for Wade, who ran into Powell in France during a sports marketing event in mid-June. "We got a chance to just rap on the street real quick, just a little vibe," Wade said on the Time Out with Dwyane Wade. Then I think I was golfing and I come back and I got a text on my phone and he's just like, "Yo, big bro, I'm on my way. I'm going down to Miami. I can't wait to put a jersey on." And I'm like, "Who is this?" It was Powell reaching out to alert Wade about the news. The Los Angeles Clippers traded Powell to the Heat just 2.5 weeks after their chance encounter. "I know how much of an inspiration that he took from the player that I was," Wade said. "Being a guy who's in that 6'3", 6'4" compact, quick, explosive, he's taken pieces of different people's game, of course, and he's given me some love for what he saw that I did that he has utilized in his own game. So it's cool to have that connection. And it's a dream for him to put that jersey on because he grew up watching one of his favorite players play in that jersey. So it's going to be an emotional night for him, I'm sure, when he actually gets out there and actually puts that jersey on. It's cool." Powell was acquired by the Heat last week as part of a 3-team trade with the Clippers and Utah Jazz. The Heat sent center Kevin Love and forward Kyle Anderson to the Jazz to land Powell, who brings a much-needed scoring punch to a Heat team that has finished with a bottom 10 offensive rating in each of the last 3 seasons. Powell produced all-star caliber numbers last regular season, averaging a career-high 21.8 points to go with 3.2 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 1.2 steals per game, while shooting 48.4% from the field and 41.8% on 7.1 three-point attempts per game for the Clippers. Powell was among 6 NBA players who averaged at least 21 points per game, while shooting better than 48% from the field and better than 40% from three-point range last regular season, along with Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Karl Anthony Towns, Zach LaVine, and Kawhi Leonard. Powell, who won an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors in 2019 before spending the last 3+ seasons with the Clippers, is on an expiring $20.5 million salary for this upcoming season and will be an unrestricted free agent next offseason. He's currently eligible to sign an extension worth up to $80.6 million over 3 seasons, with that extension window closing on June 30, 2026. At this point in his career, this is the perfect place for him to get to that level that he was just on the cusp of, Wade continued on Powell, that all-star level, being one of the best players. "He's just a great competitor out there on that floor, man. That's what Miami loves. Miami loves competitors, and Norman Powell is that." So that's another step in the direction that you want to see Miami turn to get this thing right back on track and not go too far away from it. So that's a good one. A league source recently confirmed that the federal investigation on whether Heat guard Terry Rozier manipulated his performance as part of an illegal sports betting scheme remains ongoing. The game being looked at came on March 23, 2023, when Rozier was a member of the Charlotte Hornets. Rozier hasn't yet been charged with a crime or accused of wrongdoing. The investigation into Rozier, which was made public in late January, is part of a larger government probe that led to a criminal charge and lifetime ban from the NBA for former Toronto Raptors forward Jontay Porter. ESPN reported last month that federal authorities are also investigating guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. Beasley spent last season with the Detroit Pistons and is a free agent this offseason. Rozier, 31, is on an expiring contract this upcoming season with $24.9 million of his $26.6 million salary for next season already guaranteed. Unlike team-issued suspensions that don't translate into salary cap relief, an NBA suspension of Rozier would give the Heat salary cap and luxury tax relief, but not relief toward the aprons, of 50% of the salary lost during a suspension. Being expelled from the NBA would completely remove Rozier's salary from the Heat's payroll. After taking on the Pistons summer squad on Thursday in Las Vegas, 4 p.m. NBA TV, the NBA announced Tuesday that the Heat's fifth and final game of Las Vegas Summer League will be on Friday against the Milwaukee Bucks, 7 p.m. ESPN+. The Heat went 2-1 in the California Classic and is 1-2 in Las Vegas Summer League. The LeBron James trade saga has been one of the major storylines of the Los Angeles Lakers offseason. Since opting into his $52.6 million contract, James expressed his desire to play on a contending team, suggesting he would request a trade if the Lakers fail to construct one. This has put a lot of pressure on the purple and gold. Although they improved their front court with the addition of Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton, it is evident that the Lakers fall short of being considered a title contender. With reports suggesting that the Lakers will eventually part ways with James, the trade rumors involving the forward have been heating up. With this in mind, a recent report suggested that the purple and gold would prefer to trade for contracts that expire next season, keeping cap space free for the 2026-27 season. When considering this, only the Los Angeles Clippers and the Miami Heat are currently capable of trading up to $50 million in expiring contracts to absorb James' cap hit. Although a trade to the Clippers would be considered blasphemy, a trade to Miami may not be out of the question. As a reunion with the Heat emerges as a possible outcome, we explore a trade proposal that would facilitate such a deal. In many ways, this move is extremely beneficial for the Lakers. Although losing LeBron James has a massive impact on their chances of becoming title contenders, the purple and gold become a more balanced team with the pieces they acquire. The addition of Andrew Wiggins is something the Lakers have been hoping for this offseason. Although the current scenario has seen the trade rumors linking the two parties die down, the Heat forward would be an ideal fit on the team. Wiggins was traded to the Heat midway through the season, but this saw him record an uptick in productivity. In Miami, the 30-year-old notched an average of 19.0 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game. His defensive figures of 1.2 steals and 1 block a game were also impressive. With James on the way out, Wiggins would become a vital addition in the starting front court alongside Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton. Although he wouldn't be as capable of a scoring threat as James, his perimeter shooting and defensive upside would have a lot of value. As an additional $28.2 million coming off the books after next season, Wiggins becomes a more valuable asset to the team. This also gives the purple and gold a chance to re-sign him in free agency if the opportunity presents itself. Terry Rozier's addition in the deal is also a salary dump. Rozier is valuable due to the $26.6 million he clears up in cap space next season, although he could be effective on the offensive end as well. With an average of 10.6 points and 2.6 assists per game last season, the ongoing investigation regarding his betting scandal may not see him receive much playing time. Instead of Rozier, Jaime Jaquez Jr. may be a far more reliable rotation player. Jaquez has been held in very high regard by the Heat organization for his potential. Although he only averaged 8.6 points and 4.4 rebounds for the team last season, Jaquez could be a high-value addition to the team as a bench player. Along with this, the Lakers would also acquire a valuable first-round pick. Considering their intentions to clear up space next summer to acquire free agents or make big trades, these assets would be crucial in supporting their efforts. The Los Angeles Lakers have had an eventful offseason to say the least. It started with the Bass family selling the majority ownership of the team to Mark Walter for an estimated $10 billion in June. The team then took a chance on former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton, who had his contract bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers. However, the headliner of the offseason has been the trade rumors centered around LeBron James, whose agent, Rich Paul, told ESPN that the two parties are at different stages in their timeline. The 4-time MVP is looking to win now, while he views the Lakers' offseason moves as being more geared toward the future. While trades centered around James have been a popular topic, the Miami Herald's Barry Jackson flirted with the idea that the Heat could end up positioning themselves to sign Doncic next offseason. Doncic has a player option for the 2026-27 season, and it is unknown if he plans to opt into it. Jackson also broke down that Doncic's availability could lead to the Heat exploring options to trade Andrew Wiggins, who was in the trade block over the past few weeks before the Heat decided to keep him. Heat intends to keep Wiggins at this time, as 3 of us writers have reported, wrote Jackson. But if Luka shockingly rejects Lakers' extension, I would be eager to try to trade him for expiring money to get closer to max space. Jackson later clarified that his posts were for informational purposes, but at the very least, it does show Heat fans that a move can be made.